Hello, and happy to see you here. Just readjusting my camera, but yeah, glad to have you here today. And we're going to talk about or have a conversation around one of the features that they have for us on Facebook. It's also on Instagram, but I'm talking about Facebook in general. So as we talk about this topic, I'd like to know what you think about it. I'd like to know where you're coming in from as you're hopping on. It's always interesting to know where my listeners are coming in, where my followers are coming in, my audience, and so I can share and answer questions, and also be able to, go back to that person if they have a question and want, and need some information over what I've already talked about and some of the stuff that I haven't talked about. But today we're going to be talking about simple and effective ways to use Facebook stories to grow your online business. I don't know why I wrote that sentence so long because it's, and then I have to look at it to remember exactly what I wrote down. But that happens. Sorry, my throat's a little dry still. Getting better though. I've been taking muscle relaxers for some pain and other wellness things that can help me out with this all of a sudden pain that occurs with just spasms. But we won't go into that. So as you're hopping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what you think about the topic. We're talking about simple and efficient ways, tips to be able to really use the feature called Facebook Stories. And that can help you to grow your online audience. So let me introduce myself. My name is Cherie Woodard, and I help business builders and entrepreneurs to use social media to get prospects, leads, and sales in their business. And I do this in a variety of ways. I'm going to name three of them, but there are a variety of ways that I use to help my audience, my followers, to help those people that I wanted to help, those people like me, my tribe. And so that is, I use attraction marketing. I use lead generation as well as video marketing. And I also give updated and modern strategies and tips to help you in your business to continue to grow, learn, and build. So, and that's what we want to do, right? We want to build our businesses. We want to help those people that we want to help for whatever, your reasoning is, whatever your goal is for helping those people. For me, it was helping people who were in the situation that I was in, and I just want to help them out of it like I found a way. And so I want to, be able to share that because I really don't want other people to have to go through some of the things that I went through. And so let's see, what else was I going to say? It slipped my mind. If it's important, it'll pop back in my head. Usually it does. So as we are going to start this conversation here on tips and talking about tips for using stories on Facebook, has anyone been using stories on Facebook? And if so, are you having a certain amount of response from your stories? Are you feeling like some of them are, just not really reaching where you want them to reach? You're not getting much engagement on them or anything like that, or something like that. Just let me know. You can drop your comments in the chat box and I will answer whatever your questions. If you have a comment you want to share, what's been happening with you, those types of things are great. And so other than that, I'm going to try to make sure to keep this from being really long. And I'm going to go on and start sharing with you the list of things that I have. And all I have is 3 tips. And these hopefully will help you to be able to, do better in your stories. Now, let me tell you this though, before I get started. Stories on Facebook and Instagram they are, you know, small stories. They're little. It's nothing like a big story. And if you're familiar with it, if you're not familiar with it, it's like just a little short story. It could be a picture with a caption on it. It could be, you know, inspirational message. It could be an encouraging message. It could be anything that you want to post that's, you know, within reason of what it is that you want to say. Let me not get ahead of my list here. Okay, so number one, I have post daily. And you want to post daily because your story um, will be able to engage those people that you want to talk to and other people. You'll find that if you look, you can see who the people are that are actually seeing your stories. And some people give you love hearts, some people, you know, give you likes, you know, but at least they made a try to communicate and say, I like this. Or, you know, some people may just be there because when they got to it, maybe it's something they didn't understand and they didn't feel comfortable putting a love heart or a amen or whatever. But you know, I try to do that on when I'm on stories. I try to make sure that I'm giving a love heart, and I don't really give likes. I like to give love hearts because I think that it's something that we all deserve, and it's nice to be able to, you know, help somebody and lift somebody up by giving someone a love heart. So posting daily is going to be one of those things that you really want to do. And remember, the stories, I don't know if I just said this or not, but the stories only last for 24 hours. So, like, I posted the other day and I said something like, Happy Wednesday, enjoy your day, such and such and such. And a friend of mine was like, Wait a minute, did you know you posted Wednesday? And I was like, I did? And she was like, Yeah, you posted, you know, Wednesday. So I had to, she said she had to actually think about it so she could go back and check and looked at her calendar. And she's like, No, it's Thursday. And I was like, Okay. So I went back later, even though I knew that was going to disappear in 24 hours. I said, Okay, I'm going to give this another try. Happy Thursday. So, you know, stuff happens. You know, it's only up for 24 hours. And, so if you make a boo boo, there's nothing to panic about, nothing to fall apart about. And then I have for number two, and these are in no particular order, use eye catching visuals. And people like to see bright, colorful things that, you know, draw their attention. It attracts them, you know, whatever it is. If it's just, even if I don't even know, I haven't done anything all black, but you know, you may know your audience better than I'm going to know your audience. Like I know my audience better than you would know my audience, maybe. And so things that I post might be something that I found gets engagement, gets a lot of engagement, or you know, it's something to help. I post to help in situations because I know life is tough, and I like to be able to share something that's uplifting, something that's motivating, something that's just maybe a prayer, something, you know, that's going to help people to lift them up. And so having a bright picture with a smile, you know, on your face, like I'm looking at myself now. So, like having a, you know, a cheese or whatever, you know, is always a good thing to do. And so that's number two. And sorry, that time the ice kept the water out of the way, so I couldn't really get much, but I got enough. Anyway, and then number three, sharing behind the scenes. People want to know what you're doing, what, you know, what it looks like, you know, what do you do behind the scenes? You know, like why do you do this or what do you do that or whatever. So, case in point, some people think that let me do that. Okay. So some people think that this behind me is a bookcase. And I guess it does look like a real bookcase. I mean, not to me, but that's me. The other people are, different, and they may have a question about that and wonder, what the heck is that? Well, it's actually a backdrop. It was one of those, I was looking for having a backdrop because I didn't want to, I don't know, I wanted to have something that I could, because I used to switch backdrops. And then, but I liked this one because it was, I didn't have to like make sure I set something up on the screen, and I didn't, so I just use this. And for me, this is pretty cool. So, but I don't want people to think, because some people have told me they try to read the books and see what I have back here. But it's really just background. And behind here is my stairs. And then there's like this one light that I have in the ceiling, like I guess you could say like a chandelier, like a hanging light fixture. And and so I have that there. And when I'm sitting, depending on which way I'm sitting, or sometimes it looks like it's like a line right behind my head. That drove me crazy. So, because I had taken this down, and you could just see the stairs behind, the banister behind me, and that light and so on. But I got to where I couldn't stand that one line coming up, looked like it was coming up from the back of my head. So I changed it and I put this back up. Sometimes I'll turn it so that it's not on this side. It'll be on the side where it looks more white, but you can still see something in the background. You know that there's something there, but it's not as distracting. Sometimes, things can be really distracting. And somebody asked me, they said, "I'm really glad to see you took your bookcase down." And I was like, yeah, I decided I would check it out, see how it went. But I didn't really like it because, like I said, when you are, when I am doing a live, or whatever, and I've got this thing behind me, I always felt kind of funny because it was like a line that was coming down in the back of my head or whatever. So I thought that would make people stare more than the books that aren't really a book. So by creating, you know, by creating a connection, you can create a personal connection by sharing, what's going on behind you, what's going on behind the scenes, how you set up stuff. Like I have notes. I usually, I used to go without notes, but I found that sometimes I need my notes. So I just decided, why not do them every time and just have something so that I can look back at and refer to in case I lose my place, because we're all, apt to be able to do that. And it's not a bad thing. If you do, then it's, we're human, and this is live video. So basically, those are the three things I wanted to share with you today about, uh, I don't know, I guess I must be anxious today or something. I wanted to share with you about Facebook stories. After all of that about the bookcase, then it seemed like I was like, duh. Stuff happens, and you got to be real. You just do the best you can, and hopefully you're helping someone. That's what I'm trying to do, help someone, and help them to grow their business, give them whatever tips and strategies I can give to help those people that are a part of my tribe, those people that even aren't, that come and listen, and maybe they learn something they can take away and use. So if you have any questions, any comments, there are none in the box now, or I would have stopped and answered them. But I know a lot of times people, at the time that I go live, for me it's 12 noon, but for others it's maybe in the middle of the night. It may be, too early in the morning. So if you need to catch this on the replay, just drop a hashtag replay. And if you have questions or you want to comment in with that, that's fine. And if you have questions, you can always reach me in Messenger. And I will answer your questions, or we can have a little bit of a conversation if you want, because maybe you didn't quite understand something that I said or whatever. But yeah, so basically we are done for the day, and today is my first and last day going live. I did not go live on Wednesday, and that was the day after, um, or was it? I didn't go live on Tuesday. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon. And so the holiday was on Tuesday. So I decided to give myself a break and, just go on and enjoy that day. And so I did put a note in, though, that said that I would not be going live. But normally it's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon. So that's it. Again, I'm not seeing any comments or questions. So I'm going to go on and get off here. So take care wherever you are in the world, no matter what time it is for you. I hope you're having a good one, and see you soon. I'm going to go on and get off here. Take care. Bye now.